Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
A man accused of killing 2 women on the Strip has been found competent for trial. We have those details coming up. Good morning and thank you so much for joining us on 7 at 7. I'm Cynthia Puga. In top stories, sponsored by Nevada Hand Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. Former Las Vegas City Councilwoman Michelle Fiore has had her suspension without pay extended. Fiore was found guilty by a federal jury for wire fraud. She was initially suspended with pay in July and was stripped of her salary by commissioners in October. On December 18th, the commission voted unanimously to continue Fiore's suspension without pay. Fiore's sentencing is scheduled for March 10th. And a man accused of stabbing and killing 2 women, plus injuring 6 other people on the Strip over 2 years ago, is now competent for trial. According to an arrest report, Yanni Barrios told police he wanted to let his anger out because he felt that people were laughing at him for wanting to take pictures with showgirls. 2 of the showgirl impersonators died from their stab wounds. He is scheduled to appear in court on January 2nd. North Las Vegas officials have rejected a privately funded housing for homeless veterans. A nonprofit organization, Tunnels to Towers, had plans to privately fund a facility that would house over 100 veterans struggling with housing, and North Las Vegas officials said it needed to be reserved for commercial space. The organization was seeking no money from the city and planned to fully fund the $20 million project, which would have been located across the VA Medical Center on Centennial Parkway. Several commissioners said they loved the idea but needed a better location for it. The city and the foundation say there is a future for this project. Now for your weather, sponsored by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing. We'll be seeing continued cloud coverage for your Monday, low 50s for 9 a.m. into the 60s at 11 a.m. with a high around 68 degrees by 3 p.m. A weather system will be moving in on Christmas Eve and spreading snow into the Sierra and Spring Mountains, expecting gusty winds across western Nevada as well. Temperatures will be in the mid to low 60s this week with partly cloudy skies and lows in the 40s. In Business, brought to you by GBank, your best banking experience ever. If you're planning on staying here in Vegas for Christmas, and maybe you're doing a staycation or coming in from a different state, well, there are plenty of affordable options for you to choose from on the Strip. The most affordable Christmas night hotel rooms on the Strip from the biggest companies range from around $70 at the Luxor to around $288 at the Cosmopolitan. Other hotels operated by Caesars and MGM on the Strip average around $91.29 on Christmas night. The least expensive hotels off the Strip average to around $110, and casino hotels in downtown Las Vegas average around $96 for the night.
Sports brought to you by PT's Taverns. With over 65 locations, there's a PT's near you. Visit ptstaverns.com. UNLV's new football coach Dan Mullen has checked something off of his offseason checklist. Virginia quarterback Anthony Calandria is going to make the transfer to UNLV. He amassed over 4,500 yards while at Virginia and 28 touchdowns in his 2 seasons with the Cavaliers. He entered the transfer portal after being benched for the season finale against Virginia Tech. He has 2 years of eligibility remaining.
Now for your health news, brought to you by Centerville Senior Primary Care. Discover primary care focused on you. Holiday gatherings, especially during the winter, can spread respiratory viruses such as the flu, COVID, and RSV, but there are a few things you can do to avoid it. Experts say the first tip they recommend to avoid these respiratory viruses is to get vaccinated to protect your body and your loved ones. Other tips experts recommend are avoid touching your face, cover your cough and sneezes, clean surfaces you touch regularly, and avoid big crowds. The flu spreads easily wherever people gather, and this can lower your chances of infection.
Sports betting brought to you by the Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. Monday Night Football will pit the Green Bay Packers against the New Orleans Saints. As the line opened, the Saints were +5 underdogs on the road. That number has gone up to +14 at BetMGM. They're +625 on the money line, and the total is set at 42.5. The Packers are coming off of a 30-13 win over the Seahawks, and the Saints are coming off of a 1-point loss to the Commanders. The Saints stand at 5-9 overall, while the Packers are 10-4. Vegas Nation brought to you by Station Casinos, STN Sports. Download the app today.
It was just fun to see the smiles again. I think the biggest thing for me was just kind of looking around and high-fiving everybody and seeing how happy guys were is, really a big part of why you play the game. And so we don't have it for 10 weeks in a row. It's tough. So just super proud of our coaches, administration, players for just doing a great job.
That was Raiders quarterback Aiden O'Connell discussing the Raiders' first win after losing 10 straight. They beat the Jaguars here at home, 19-14 the final score. The win, however, will drop the Raiders' draft position from possibly grabbing the number 1 pick to at least the 6th overall pick.
Moving on to lifestyle news, brought to you by LV Craft Shows, has been bringing you the finest craft and gift show since 1999. Visit lvcraftshows.com for upcoming events. Christmas came early for some elementary kids here in Las Vegas, and their cafeteria became filled with joy and even screams. Sewell Elementary students were more than excited to see the man in the big red suit arrive with gifts at their school. And not only that, but they also got a surprise visit from the Raiders mascot. Students received gifts ranging from socks and shoes to toys. And teachers also got to be a big part of the joyous celebration as they also received their round of gifts, which was a gift card to Starbucks. In your entertainment, sponsored by Arizona Charlie's, has live entertainment every weekend at both locations. Go to ArizonaCharlies.com to see who's playing. The immersive show Ka by Cirque du Soleil has announced it's extending its show times into the weekend. Performances are coming back Saturdays and Sundays at 4:30 p.m. and 7 p.m., giving audiences more flexibility to experience the acclaimed production at MGM Grand just in time for the holiday season. The new schedule will go into effect starting Friday, December 27th, and will run through all of 2025. The show's regularly scheduled performances will continue Monday through Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. That's been your 7 at 7 morning news update. You can listen to our newscasts on podcasts or even watch us on other streaming platforms. Join us tonight for more of your Las Vegas local news.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.